Hello and welcome. Tonight, as more governorship results are declared, INEC tells aggrieved political parties to approach the tribunal. US government and the EU election observers score INEC high, also condemn violence during the exercise. The police evaluate security situation during the elections, say pockets of violence well managed. And Russia lifts ban on supply of arms to Iran.
On Business News tonight, Nigeria's President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari urged to focus on revamping the country's power sector. While on sports news, Chelsea striker Didier Drogba has dismissed talks that he will be quitting the club football.
It's 2 days since the governorship elections took place in 29 states across the country, and the results are still coming in. The latest results are from Abia State, where the INEC official declared the result inconclusive, although 17 local government areas have been collated by the Commission. Other results released are those of Delta, Jigawa and Plateau states. In this report, our correspondent, Cynthia Are, brings us the list of winners from more states.
Results from the 2015 governorship elections are still pouring in. From northern Nigeria, Yobe State, APC cleared the polls, securing a majority of 334,847 votes, giving the PDP a huge gap as it secured 179,700 votes. This means the incumbent governor, Ibrahim Gaidam, remains in power. Speaking of remaining in power, just like his Yobe State counterpart, Governor Tanko Al-Makura of Nasarawa State will also return as the APC secured victory there as well with 309,746 votes, while ABGA got 178,983 votes, coming in second.
It's victory for the people of Nasarawa State. It's victory for all the contestants that contested with me, because by their participation in this exercise, they have ensured due diligence in the process of democracy. And I think they should also be appreciated for having faith in the system to participate in it.
Still in the north, the APC secured the majority yet again with a whopping 1,546,434 votes in Kano State. Hence, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje is the winner, defeating his PDP contender, who got only 509,726 votes.
Hereby certify that I was the returning officer for the Benue State governorship election.
In Benue State, the APC won yet again with Dr. Samuel Autumn, securing 422,932 votes against PDP, which secured 313,878 votes.
I, Professor Bio Yanayo.
Away from the northern part of Nigeria to Delta State, where the PDP retained its leadership there, securing 724,680 votes.
We give God all the glory. It's a time to truly unite the family. We are very happy, excited, because the PDP family worked very hard in Delta State. And you know that the PDP family is led by His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Emmanuel Odoa. He did greatly. He supported us. He was out there campaigning for us, and we were out there campaigning on a daily basis. And now God has rewarded us with victory, a very strong victory.
17,971 votes.
It was a similar victory for the PDP in Ebonyi State, as the party secured 289,867 votes, beating the Labour Party, which came in second, securing 124,817 votes. And just like it did in Delta and Ebonyi states, the PDP also emerged winner in Cross River State, with the candidate securing 342,016 votes, while the APC secured 53,983 votes. More results are still being expected in some states, but for now, INEC says the reports they have show that the whole process has been largely successful. Cynthia Are, Channels Television News.
And in Niger State, Alhaji Abubakar Sani Bello has been declared the winner of the 2015 governorship election. Mr. Sani Bello, who was the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, defeated his major contender, Mr. Umar Nasko, of the People's Democratic Party, in a stiffly contested election.
APC 15211, 15,211, 15211. PDP 7,921, 7921.
This was how it went at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Mina, Niger State. Returning officers from the 25 local governments came into this collation center to meet large audience of journalists and political party representatives who were all waiting to hear the reports.
Niger local government is made up of 11 wards, and the result is as follows.
Finally, the returning officer of INEC in the state, Professor Abdulganiyu Ambali, announced the final result of the 2015 governorship election.
That Abubakar Sani Bello of APC, having satisfied the requirement of the law, has scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Addressing journalists after the announcement of the results, the governor-elect commended INEC for making the votes count. According to him, this would make those elected into office be more responsible.
In the past, what we have experienced where a situation where people rig elections and they win, and whether or not they're being voted for, they retain their offices, so they really don't care. They don't see it as an obligation to work, to perform to people's expectations. But with what I have seen now, you have to really work hard, otherwise they will vote you out.
Over 1 million registered voters participated in the elections across 25 local government councils in the state. Results from 30 polling units were cancelled because of irregularities, including fake ballot papers.
The European Union Observation Mission and civil society groups have expressed concern over the severe cases of violence and attempted manipulation in some states in Saturday's governorship and state houses of assembly elections, and urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to launch investigations into these cases. The EU chief observer, Mr. Santiago Fisas, said despite lack of evidence of centralized systematic fraud at the elections, some attempts at manipulations were observed, which necessitated further investigations by the electoral body. Spokesman for the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room, Mr. Clement Nwankwo, said multiple cases of electoral misconduct in Abia, violence in River State, and partisan interference in Akwa Ibom call for scrutiny of final collated results from the three states. Our correspondent, Omelogo Nnadi, reports.
This is the second preliminary statement from the European Union on the 2015 general elections. The chief observer of the mission, Mr. Santiago Fisas, said the overall process this time was more efficient compared to the presidential and parliamentary elections, but lamented the increase in violence and attempted manipulation of the process in some states.
Security incidents and interference were reported from across the country. Predominantly, these were inter-party clashes and attacks on election sites by hoodlums, often involving ballot box annexation material snatching. Problems have been very severe in Rivers and Akwa Ibom states, where there are multiple credible reports of violence and interference. It is very regrettable that so many people lost their lives during polling day.
Also worried about the events at Saturday's elections is the coalition of Nigerian civil society, whose final statement in the Situation Room said the conduct in some states might put the credibility of the process to question.
In Rivers State, which is with its historically deeply rooted political animosities, a lot of this played out in a brazen, violent and naked manner to subvert the electoral process in many local governments in the state. In Akwa Ibom, there were also serious questions about the veracity of the results because of reports of active and direct partisan interference with the elections. There are also concerns about Abia State, which recorded multiple cases of electoral misconduct. Situation Room calls on INEC to urgently take steps to clinically scrutinize the final collated results from these 3 states.
These groups also condemned the involvement of prominent public office holders, politicians and INEC officials in what they termed organized misconduct and disorderly behaviors in the April 11 elections, and they say steps must be taken to investigate all such cases and prosecute all those found culpable.
In part 2, after the break, APGA sweeps the governorship election in Anambra State as the PDP objects. Please stay with us.